Hello everybody. Welcome. It is Brenda Schweder. I am here with as the kickoff host, I guess, for the Great Bead Extravaganza Tucson experience. Since I'm the only Tucson member of us original 17, I want to welcome you. And we just thought this was actually Andrew's idea. Thank you so much to Andrew for volunteering me. And I'm so happy and humbled to be able to do this. Hello, Terry. Thanks for popping in. This is only my second time on StreamYard, so I'm a little bit like, how does this all work? But so excited today to be able to sort of kick off this fabulous weekend event. Make sure that you follow, I think it's at 6 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock Eastern, no, not Eastern, sorry, it's 5 o'clock Pacific time for the project preview that you're going to be seeing. So stay right here at, if you happen to be watching, on the Great Bead Extravaganza group page, and make sure that you scroll down if you haven't already and hit that button to register for the giveaways. Lots and lots of good stuff from all of us. Hi, Joellen. Hi, everybody. Hello, Facebook user from Norway. So that brings up a big thing. If you love to continue watching live broadcasts, a lot of them are going live from StreamYard, so get on there and register with StreamYard. There might even be some sort of like little link that you can do so that we can see who you are instead of just Facebook user, because there's a lot of you out there. So hi, Sue Delay. Yes, so because Tucson, the gem show, has been postponed for 10 weeks until this April, we wanted to do a little bit of something just to kind of get that experience back. We love seeing everybody. This is our mecca, right, for the bead world, and we sure love it out here. And I get to be out here all year since I live here now. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Lynn. And so we wanted to recreate that community. And we so love you guys. The Great Bead Extravaganza community is now 5,000 people large and growing all the time. And we want to keep coming to you and giving you as much great content and beady love as possible. So I put together, at Andrew's request, a little desert walk, and this went through many, many iterations. But I'm proud to say that I was able to partner up with Tohono Chul, which is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful park that is right in the middle of Tucson. If you're familiar with the streets out here, if you've been out here for the gem show in the past, it is at the corner of Oracle Road and Ina. I might have that wrong. Ina and Oracle, maybe. Still don't know my streets very well. But hi, Kimberly. So, so we have a little pre-recorded desert walk through their park, which was about the best we could do because, you know, we don't always have great internet speeds in parks at the desert. That's why I went through a couple different iterations. So without further ado, and I will say that all of us 16 will be starting with those beautiful presentations tomorrow through Sunday. I'll also be doing the finale presentation. Hi, Laura. I just want to welcome you and say take as advantage of as much as possible. We have put a little bit more room in between. We're going for 1 hour segments now instead of an hour and a half, so that you do have time for potty breaks and maybe to grab a bite to eat. But if you are as into this as you have been in the past, make sure to stock up with lots of snacks, because we don't want you to go hungry this weekend. We're looking forward to it as much as you are, and again, please do stick around for that preview in a little bit. So there's going to be a couple different segments. I'm going to let you know a little disclaimer here. I'm not a camera woman. I'm not a professional interviewer. So I have a little bit of mercy and patience with, and I'm not a video cut editor. So, but I think it's still some really fun content, and I'll meet you back on the other side. Okay, are you ready for this? Let's hope all the tech works. because my husband is in the meeting. All right. Mwah. See you in the flip-flop. Let's go to here and here and there. Woohoo! So you can probably still hear me, I hope. This is the Desert Walk with Brenda at Tohono Chul Park, the Great Bead Extravaganza sponsored event. Here's us, just so you can see a cute little picture of the three of us together, and that's me, of course, in the center. And we will introduce these other guys here.
Well, welcome everybody. We are here at Tohono Chul, and this is one of the gems of the Tucson area and parks. And I'm here with Stefan and Janelle, and I'm going to have them take it away. We're going to do several segments, and they're going to tell us all about a beautiful Tucson arid environment and all that goes with it. So go ahead.
All right, wonderful. Well, thank you. Yes, like you said, my name is Stefan. I'm the Interpretive Programs Manager here. And then with my friend Janelle, we're going to take you around.
Okay, great.
And I'm Janelle. I'm a docent. And I want to say one thing before we get started, which is thank you to the Wilsons, to Dick and Jean Wilson. Dick Wilson was with the university right here in Tucson as a geologist. So we're going to visit some of his special spots here in the desert. And you'll see that we truly do have some real rock gems here. So welcome.
Well, thank you so much for that. And where will we be going next?
So we're going to go up the succulent path up to the most gorgeous rock you've ever seen.
Okay, I'm ready for that.
All right, let's go.
All right, hold on.
Okay, guys, and now we're going to go up the path, and we're going to see the most beautiful rock that they are telling us about.
Okay, we're at the overlook here at Tohono Chul, and I just want to introduce you to our malachite and azurite sample that we have here. As you can see, basically this is it's a copper ore. The azurite and malachite are different states of oxidation of the copper ore. The blue one is the azurite. The green one is the malachite. And basically, through time, as the azurite oxidizes more, it turns into our malachite. So eventually, this whole thing will be all green.
It's beautiful. And what makes it go at different paces, or what makes it go at different colorations?
Oh, that's a really good question. I know the initial oxidation state of the ore kind of depends on where it was formed and how it was formed a long time ago. I don't really know what kind of rate it goes through. It's slowly been kind of breaking apart, weathering.
Oh,
so
and getting colorful.
Oh, really?
On the inside.
Oh, look at that. It's splitting.
And yeah, it's just, now that it's exposed to the elements and it's weathering, it's just breaking apart.
Oh, I love that. And why would we do anything but just go with what nature's already started, right?
That's right. Go with the flow.
All right. Okay. So where will we go next?
I think we're going to head up to the petroglyphs.
Yeah,
okay.
Petroglyphs.
Yeah.
All righty.
And one more thing about this beautiful blue.
Yes.
During the Renaissance, they would make a pigment from azurite. And then when we see some of those paintings from the Renaissance today, we wonder why they have green skies over the ocean. This is it.
This is it. Oh, wonderful. That's a great
oxidation of that pigment. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much, Janelle. And off we go to the next place.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you'll see why I titled this one, "We're Barely a Speck in Geologic Time." It was a great quote by Stefan himself. But I just wanted to kind of do a little disclaimer. I will post some of what she's talking about, the petroglyphs or the newspaper rocks, just didn't make it into this particular slideshow. So enjoy this next bit.
Oh, this is one of my favorites. This is petrified wood, and I know that you would be able to walk here and just lift it up into your arms and run away with it, except that it weighs way too much. If you can picture this was a tree, and the tree with its organic makeup is lying in a stream or a swamp, and its water passes through the rotting organic matter. It leaves behind crystals, right? And
Okay.
you're used to working with crystals.
Sure.
So it leaves the crystals like a sand cast, as if you were making a sculpture. So
Okay.
the organic matter rots away, the crystals settle into the form that it leaves behind
Okay.
and makes petrified wood. So that
Oh,
was
my
once wood
gosh.
and is now rock.
So that explains why it's so much heavier than, well, wood is heavy, but this is just amazingly heavy.
Right. I don't think I'd be able to lift a quarter of it.
No, no. And the person who put it here, I'm sure had a hand truck or more.
Exactly.
That's
So,
great.
Stefan and I are going to take you
Okay.
to one of our favorite places in the park because it reflects the efforts of Mr. Wilson and his geologist friends. And it's a very unique structure. People come from all over the world, especially when they're here for the gym show, to see this.
Aha, this is the hot button. Yeah, let's go. I'm so spoiled.
So yeah, Dick Wilson, who's the co-founder of Tono with his wife Jean, he was a geologist for the University of Arizona, and they owned all of this property. And for a long time, it was just residential. And then to protect it from development, because we're in town here, they decided to create Tono as basically a nature preserve. And as a geologist, he was passionate about the geological history of of Arizona in general. So he came up with this geology wall exhibit, which is inspired from the fireplace at the Bright Angel Lodge at Grand Canyon.
Okay.
Where different rocks representing different geological epochs are basically displayed in a natural pattern.
Exactly. So if you want to pet 1.8 billion-year-old rock, give or take a day.
If we want to pet it.
You want to pet an old billion-year-old rock. The oldest rock starts here. You follow the Santa Catalina mountain history of its rocks.
Okay.
And you go younger and younger. Okay, now we're underwater. Remember, a sea covered us here.
Okay, hold your breath.
So we've got the sedimentary rocks here.
Oh my goodness.
And then the water recedes. And then we find fossils in the Sabino Canyon area, for instance. Here.
My goodness.
Proving that we were underwater.
Oh my goodness.
Now you're heading over to the baby rock.
The younger rock. And so our basin and range topography that we have in the southwest is basically represented in this area. So these would be rocks of that period.
I feel like I just went a million years just in a few steps.
You did.
Years. These are 10 to 20 million years old.
Oh my
so they're
goodness.
very baby.
Yes.
And then we humans are We're over there somewhere.
Where? Oh, hello, humans. Hello, us.
We're barely a speck in geologic time.
Yes.
So you can see why people from the rock, mineral, gem shows come here.
Yes.
Because they can really kind of get a grip about that mountain range right there that they could hike up into.
It's up in here, guys. I'll have to show you a little bit later. That wall is too high.
What they're looking at.
Yeah.
Up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And then I know that they used to, I don't know if they still do, they have ruby hunts in Sabino Canyon. And I don't know if
I don't know if they do that. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, ruby hunts. I see.
Hunt for the ruby.
Yes, like a little dig, huh?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel very special just standing here.
So nice and schist, isn't it?
Oh my God, beautiful. Can I ask what's, I don't want to miss too much of the, and I might be getting ahead of you. This cactus is always just seems like, to me, now this is, what type of cactus? A totem pole. It looks like a rock almost. It's so, that's a good word for it.
It's a genetic variant, right? So it's a varietar of the totem cactus. I think this one is Monstrosa. And basically it's the cactuses grow from the tip, right? And so you can see the tip right here.
Yeah.
So they kind of grow like trees. The new growth of the trees are the ends of the branches, whereas a grass, the new growth of a grass is the base of the grass.
Oh, yes.
So cactuses grow like trees, not like grasses. They grow from the tip. And so basically the crown where it grows isn't very regular in shape. So it kind of grows all over the place and has this very textured cactus look.
Well, I mean, for some people like I used to be, I just thought all cactuses had a lot of thorns. And this one seems to have been shaped.
Yeah, and so not all cactuses have spines. Most do. A lot of the prickly pear, for example, they were selected to lose their spines. They're called blind prickly pears.
Okay.
And those are usually the ones where you would eat the young pads.
And make all of the jams and the syrups and the
from the fruit. Yeah.
From the fruit. Yeah.
Yeah. Although you don't need just about any prickly pear species, you could make syrup from the fruit or make juice from the fruit. Just that you do have to process the spines off. But that's fine. It's doable. People have done it for millennia.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
Right.
Sometimes you'll find even on the most nude of the cacti, you will see some fine hairs or muscles on where their young and animals can get to them.
Oh.
This one tends to be particularly bald. But wherever they're going to be eaten, they have a little defense there.
Yes. A defense, I love it. Yes.
Okay, should we go to metamorphic?
Yeah, let's go to metamorphic.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So you see that I learned that cactuses don't have thorns, they have spines. And we're gonna learn a little bit more about cactuses as we walk along the path here, guys.
Spines, it has tiny little buckets. So the little brown that you can see, those are actually they're tiny little spines.
Yeah.
So if you touched it, you would get a lot of spines in your hand, more than if you touch something with big spines.
Yeah. Because you're not looking for them either.
Yeah. They'll get you by surprise.
Now, my husband said that, because we have the purple.
The Santa Rita prickly pear?
Yeah, Santa Rita. Okay. So I think he thought it was Sahuarita, which is where we live.
Oh.
But
so they have a lot of different common names, right? That's the problem with common names of plants, is usually they're regionally dependent. And that's So that is a prickly pear that's kind of like bred and selected for ornamentation.
Okay.
So that's why it has that little like red. That's why that red color is so pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
You do live in the Santa Rita.
Yeah. So all of the, I mean, any cactus under stress can develop that red color.
Oh. I don't like that it's stressed.
And so with the Santa Rita, they're not stressed. That's just, they kind of exhibit that color all the time.
Okay. Gotcha.
And yucca or yeti? We will see.
Make a little soap out of the soap tree yucca.
The yucca.
Make sure you use the root though.
Use the
Not
root,
the leaves.
not the leaves. This is the one I call the yeti.
Yeah.
You can make sandals out of this part.
Oh wow. They're so funny looking. Sorry, tree.
So that was just a quick little one. Now we're going to go into what is a metamorphic rock. And as the hint here is that it's a rock that actually changes its physicality due to an existing rock by great heat and pressure. It's really beautiful to see. I never knew this before. So enjoy this one.
It's kind of unusual because it's metamorphic, and it's from the Tucson Mountains on the west side.
Oh.
I don't know who donated these.
I don't either.
But this used to be a parking lot right here for the bookstore.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Yeah, and after Mrs. Wilson, Jean Wilson, donated it to make the 49th acre.
Oh.
They had designers, architects come in and design this area to represent 10 green gardens, 10 vignettes.
Oh, wonderful.
So that people who are visiting Tohono and they live here and they want to have a garden just like this one, they can see what they need for that garden.
Oh, great.
Here's an example. That's columbine over there, the little short green.
Mm-hmm.
And yet columbine normally was only up in the mountains. But here it's living in the shade of this wonderful Mexican blue oak.
Which is above us.
And so all of these gardens are arranged to use no irrigation to little irrigation to a lot of irrigation. And you go to our websites and basically get the garden designs for all of these little vignettes. Just post it on our website for inspiration on what to do.
Beautiful.
You know, they did talk about vignettes, you guys, and I almost want to go back a whole another time and talk about those. Just really did a beautiful thing. I didn't really get we didn't have a lot of time to do all justice to all of them, so I kind of just threw them all out, and we kind of moved on to this next one. But if you guys are in town, let's go together, and we can see these beautiful vignettes.
And this that we've stumbled upon is what, Miss Janelle?
These are grinding stones. Mono, imitate, mortar and pestle.
Oh, wonderful.
And can you imagine the female's arm strength and how buff they must have been? So, for instance, this one wasn't used for nearly as long as this one was.
Oh, my goodness.
Just carving down through and getting, not only grinding the corn and the mesquite pods, but also collecting some minerals from the rocks, right? Because that then goes into what they're cooking. And it's a great way to get minerals. Just like we get minerals from cast iron pan.
Okay.
Hey, Stefan, would you come here a second?
Yeah.
I'm going to hand you something.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Ready.
It might be heavy or it might be light, but it's really strong. What do you think? Heavy or light?
This is not heavy at all. This is very light.
Really light. How strong is it?
It's very strong.
Do you know what it is?
I do.
What is it?
This is the saguaro root.
Okay.
So this is, the saguaros they're able to stand so tall because they have a series of ribs inside.
A rib,
And so after one of the sorors died, we basically just collected the rib and we have it here.
Yes.
And they use it over ramadas and as structures because they're so strong.
I didn't know they were so strong. That's nice.
Very strong, very wonderful.
So yes, so I didn't know that about the saguaro ribs. I have to still figure out how to say that because that silly G is in there. But listen to this one. This is pretty darn cool too, guys.
Welcome to a saguaro nursery. When saguaros are first born, they are just teeny tiny seeds that fall to the ground with the help of perhaps a bird. And it has to have perfect growing conditions. So it has to have a nurse made over it to protect it from frost in the winter and from intense sun in the summer. So you can see that the Palo Verdes in this particular case are protecting the young saguaros until they grow up and out and over their nurses.
Do they get stronger so they need less nursing?
Exactly. They get tough on the top of their pate.
Okay. Much like a baby.
Much like a baby. Yeah. It's just fun to think about what is needed for certain plants to grow in a desert.
So that is interesting why they would be closer to the trees. To any kind of tree, a mesquite, do they like the Palo Verdes?
They love being under mesquites. They love being under Palo Verdes and even creosote bush because those can get tall enough to help out. And they're readily available in the desert. So many other kinds of trees are not available in the desert.
Right,
so these
exactly.
are their ready-made nurses.
Wonderful. I had no idea. I like the Palo Verde even more now.
I do too.
I gotta say, these two are so adorable. You're gonna see a little bit more of, especially Janelle, being the adorable self that she is. I just fell in love with these two and the whole park when I was there. So we got one last little video here. It's not so little. That's gonna be about 9 minutes, guys. So enjoy.
Children's Ramada. We tell stories to children right here.
Oh.
Oh, look at this one.
He's very tired. That's the same guy. So what happens to this guy that he's
sometimes they totally just give it up.
Yeah.
But sometimes they'll keep growing like that.
It's going to come out.
So what they tend to do is they eventually turn towards the southwest.
Okay.
Because they want the plant to get the sunshine, but at the same time the cells grow differently on the north side.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's a way of keeping themselves cool and yet collecting sunshine.
They're so smart.
They're so smart.
Janelle, as we're walking, we haven't talked too much about animals.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about animals.
What's your favorite desert animal?
Oh, my gosh. Usually our tourists or visitors ask what is the most scary.
Yes. I'm not into scary. I like favorites.
I don't have a favorite, but I do love the javelina, and a lot of people don't like the javelina.
Yes.
Because they pull out all their fresh plantings and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I just think they're such an unusual Southwest animal.
They sure are. I have trouble telling people because they're not from the pig family. They're from the what? How is it pronounced? Peccary?
You got it.
Did I?
Yeah.
And I didn't even study up.
They are a peccary, so they're a distant cousin to the European wild boar.
Okay.
Yeah, a very distant cousin. But
they do look like a boar.
Yeah, instead of having the tusks on the outside, they have the tusks right inside of their mouth.
So they had better dental plans.
That's right, better dental plans. And then I call them gangs because if they want another javelina to join them, they will go rub their haunch up against another one, and they have these nasty
Oh yeah, they're pretty stinky, aren't they?
They're pretty stinky, and they rub it on the other one to say, "Hey, come join our group, our gang."
So would they do that? Are they territorial? Do they do that to just anyone, or they see a single guy out there and they're
They have a pretty exclusive club going on. Yes, I think there are a few that had to start their own. But I love those, and running through here, I love birds, every kind of wonderful bird, including all the migrating birds. And then we have bobcats that come back and forth.
Oh,
and
you do?
Beautiful. We have coyotes that run in circles and play pranks on each other right here.
They're so playful in the middle of everything.
And then a couple of years ago, when we had a severe drought, I saw mountain lion scat up by the wildlife fountain garden that we have up there.
They come for the water, don't they?
They came for the water because we're so close to the Catalinas. Yeah. And then, of course, the little ground squirrels that are scampering everywhere. And I looked for the owl while we were out today. We have a couple of owls who are, it's mating season.
Yes, okay.
And we have Cooper's hawks that fly over. And, we're very rich in wildlife, but we don't keep them in cages except for the tortoises. So there's a tortoise living right in there.
Well, isn't that something? There's a little tortoise house, everyone.
Exactly.
It's a piece of what is this, conduit? Or
I'm sorry?
It's like a what is this house made of?
Oh, yeah. So they just kind of make a house out of, like a sewer pipe.
Yeah, right.
Or anything.
Yeah, sewer
really, it allows them to go into a kind of a cave-like experience so that they can take a good long winter's nap until the nights are very warm. Once the nights are warm, they'll come out for good for the whole summer.
They'll come out.
But they really like their hot days and their warm nights. Otherwise, you got to keep them cool.
Okay. My favorite is the jackrabbit. When I
saw the jackrabbit!
my first one, I was driving, and thank God it was in a little subdivision, kind of a little further out, and I actually gasped and screamed out loud. They're so big.
Yes, they're so big, and they're so erect. They're not hunched over like
they're always sitting. Yeah,
biggest ears you've ever seen. Oh, I love them too, and I've only seen a half a dozen. Yeah, they've gotten pretty rare. Thank you for remembering the jackrabbit.
Oh, well, it's always top of mind for me. And I hear these little statues remind us of our quails that are scampering all over the place.
So what we're going to do is come back right here by the exit.
Okay.
But even in Arizona, we have oases.
Wow.
Not very common, of course, right? So people often ask, well, aren't palm trees from North Africa and the Middle East?
Yeah.
Isn't that where all palm trees come from? But we do have native palms here. And we're going to do a little walk through a palm oasis.
I can't believe it. Here
I
in the
know,
middle
it's
of
very
Tucson.
exciting. These beautiful blue palms, blue fan palms. This might be what you see if you were out in the desert. Then you know there's water in there. If you see that kind of that dense vegetation like that, all the palms.
Yeah.
You have to work your
Gotta
way
come
through
from
it.
somewhere. Here's an acacia.
Yes. And here's one that's just putting out some green leaves because of our recent rain.
Ah.
So this is drought deciduous.
Beautiful. Look at that.
And then
It's a
as
still
soon as
shot.
you have a rain, it starts putting out those leaves.
Any time of year or this time of year?
Yeah, anytime we
Anytime
have
there's
to
some
get
rain.
with the rain. And it's got enough energy to,
Okay.
push it out.
Here's my thanks to the gods.
Yes.
My offering.
You can make candy and rouge from the flowers at the top when it flowers.
How do you get to them?
Yeah, right? Here's another one of our just most beautiful rocks.
We have two.
Azurite and malachite.
Wow, and this must have been donated as well.
Yes, and this one. Also, the Varency mine. It was very generous. They were very generous to bring these in for us.
Absolutely. Oops. I want to start that one over again. Sorry about that. I was doing so well. And we're going to stop sharing. So what did you guys think? I was over on the Beads, the Great Bead Extravaganza group page, and it looks like you were enjoying it. Thanks so much. I had to laugh because Stefan had to leave us part way. He had another appointment, but Janelle was generous enough to keep going with me for a little bit longer. I glommed onto her for a little bit longer, and she adorable as I wrote down a couple of, oh God, let's talk about the animals. And then when I told her about the jackrabbit, she's like, the jackrabbit. So very exuberant and so enthusiastic, which makes me think I should probably start a docent thing of my own for Brenda Schweder jewelry, maybe. And how do you get her over here? Because who wouldn't want someone like that to be talking about your business or this beautiful nature preserve that they have? So thank you. I'm going to try to see if I can't put in the comments here. Let me see here. I did. Look at that. I actually am organized enough to, let's cut and paste this. Nope, it doesn't want to do that. Okay. I'm still going to try though. I've got some links here that I'm going to, let's see, let's copy these, go back to here. I'm getting so good at this, knock on wood. So if you want to find out more about the park, like you couldn't Google it yourself, but here's some links. I know these work, they look a little scattered, but do check it out. And if you are a lover of nature and you say, hey, I really want to donate to their cause, you see what a beautiful park it is, and I'm sure you know that ain't cheap to keep up, please do so, and just put a little note in it says from the Great Bead Extravaganza crew, because they were like, what are you doing and where is this going through? I was like, we're great, you have to do this for us. And so making a little charitable contribution of my own for doing this for them, but I just thought I'd throw it out there for you guys to see. Also, I put a link in there a little bit more about the history so that you can see their benefactors and from whence they came, the Wilsons, right? Yes, the Wilsons. They were the ones to start this whole thing. And honest to God, right in the middle, I'll post another like still shot of Tucson and kind of where it is within Tucson. It's within the city limits. And so real easy to get to when you do visit. back to the Great Bead Extravaganza. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Please do join us. I looked up while you guys are watching parts of the video here. We do start a project preview at 5 p.m. Pacific. So do that time zone math yourself. Not good at it myself, so I'm giving you that task. 5 p.m. Pacific is the preview. And then we start all tomorrow again with 1 hour presentations, 17 of them into Sunday, all the way Saturday into Sunday. 1 hour presentations starting with Andrew Thornton from Allegory Gallery. He and William are going to be kicking it off in the morning, and they start at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay. I think that might be all of my notes. Thanks for joining me, guys, today. Mwah. I'm so glad to say special thanks to my husband and Jamie Yoshida. She tried to help me out this afternoon as much as she could help me in the midst of her busy life. You're welcome, everyone. Mwah. Love you, and we'll see you later at the Great Bead Extravaganza. Have a great and awesome weekend, you guys. Mwah. Love you. Adios.